Hello, and Randy here, and today we're going to be working on running some Smurf tube in the wife's office here. For those who didn't see the last video, by the way, we got most of the electrical rough in complete. I went ahead and picked up some Smurf tube and some of the accessories that go with it, by the way. And we're going to be running low voltage into this room via Smurf tube. Again, the plan is I want to have this room spray foamed. And once you have it spray foamed, there's just like no real good options, like if you want to run wires in the future. Pretty hard to run wires in the future with spray foam. So this should give us some options with that. Planning on probably putting a low voltage, I think I was thinking by this underneath this window here, one, and then probably one over on this wall again here as well. At least at the moment, the wife has her desk there. So it seems like a good spot for it. And then maybe one more over here is what I was thinking. And before we start installing, what is Smurf tube? Well, it probably goes by the more official name of ENT. Electrical non-metallic tubing, not to be confused with EMT, which is electrical metallic tubing. It's like the metal tubing most people are probably familiar with. This is not like the loom or split loom wire cover, everyone. This is a much more rigid, stiff product. Usually comes in blue and orange from what I've seen. Or maybe it comes in some other colors too, but like I said, these are the most common that I've seen, the blue and then the orange. And it is, like I said, much stiffer. It is designed to have wires pulled through it. So you can run your fish tape up through everyone, and again, you shouldn't have a problem with the fish tape poking through. You typically don't want to run real sharp corners with this either. That's probably about the sharpest you're going to get right there, everyone. As far as boxes and connectors go, at least what I am going with, I'm going with a fully enclosed box here. Again, planning on having this room spray foam, so I don't want to have one of the more open style boxes like you can get away with low voltage. I want a fully enclosed one. And then again, because I'm going to the plastic box, I'm going to be using the ENT snap-in connectors. This will just simply knock the punch out there. Snap this in, everyone. And then the ENT will basically snap up into here, essentially. And then we're going to run this underneath the floor. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to terminate it in the basement yet. I actually might run it a little bit of ways here. I ended up going with a full roll. Typically, a lot of times when you buy this, you can also get partial lengths, like 10 feet. I'm not sure if stores will sell all the lengths, but usually I like a full roll and then 10-foot length. So I went with the full roll oven. It gives me a little more option. Plus, it is a little bit cheaper, and there's probably a few other places in this house that I'm going to want to use this as well. So this should just come in handy. So anyway, let's get started installing this here. that. Now we're probably going to go to the basement. We're going to drill a couple of holes through the... It's not really a rim joist in this case, Evan, because all it is the cladding on the side of the house. I thought there was a rim joist down there, but there is not. And looking at the size of it, I think about a 1 1/4 should do the trick here. It's a little bit larger, but we're planning on having this room spray foamed, so that should seal that up quite nicely. Okay, well, I was planning on running it up through this section here, but looking at this stuff, there's quite a bit here already, like in the way. So I think I'm going to try to go over one more here in this space here. I don't know if folks can see up in there or not, but above the shower there, this space is relatively open. And my plan is I'm going to run the Smurf tube, because I got 100 foot of it, I'm going to probably run it over into the next room here. That way I don't even have to worry about this room at all. And again, there used to be a ceiling up in here, everyone, and most likely I will probably put that back here once we're done with the electrical, because again, we got the shower down here, and that's probably going to stay for a little bit yet. Okay, and we need 2 of these holes. It shouldn't be too hard to drill through. Like I said, this is not a rim joist, everyone. You think it should be, but it's not. Just like that. There we go. Okay, when starting in the back room here, we're gonna run one of these here. Hopefully it'll go through that hole no problem. And then we'll just hopefully pull that through. Should be plenty of room over here. Okay, there we go. Now I'll have to crawl the crawl space, Evan, and run that up through one. This one here, I will probably run that to the far wall. Okay, into the wonderful crawl space we go. And there's our tube right there. And I probably should have double checked this out. I think we need to come up through that one there, right? I think that's what we need to be. Okay, oop, I think that'll stay there. Go up there, connect that. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, I think we're snapped up in there good. Okay, but now that we got the hose ran up in there, I'm gonna go ahead and put a hose strap over that, I should say. And I'm probably actually gonna go down here a little bit more. Of course, one of the things you never want to happen is for that to actually come out of there. And you're trying to run a wire up in there, and you got an enclosed wall. Kind of defeats the purpose, right? Okay, I'm debating where I'm going to end this in this room here. I think I'm going to go over to the other side of the ductwork here. And then, you know, if I do want to run wires, I don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that off right there. Tubing cutter works great for that stuff, by the way. And we'll just see if we can stick that up and over here. There we go. We'll call that good. And of course, one of the important things of doing this, Evan, make sure you label where that one goes. So we're going to call that the back office. I hate this keyboard layout. It is just ABCD instead of like a QWERTY system. And that is the east wall. That should be good. We'll go ahead and print that. Okay, we'll start running the second one. Okay, back into the fun crawl space again. And this time I brought some straps along as well. So we can strap this up nice. There we go. And I'll put a strap on across that. Okay, when I got a couple of straps installed already, we need, I think, hopefully get away with one more here. And then on the other side, I got a couple more straps here as well. So hopefully I have enough. We're gonna see once here. And I'm just using the one hole straps here. Yeah, fill ahead the screws. Yeah, that should be good, everyone. Oh, right by the knot. Yeah, I think we're gonna move that over just a little bit. And another set up here. Well, whoever thought of putting lights on power tools, I'm a genius, right? Genius. Okay, well, I think the Smurf tube running here turned out pretty good. Looks good to me anyway. Runs over to the next room there. And that's where they both end, got them both labeled as well. So again, if you want to run something up to the other room as far as low voltage is concerned, which most of it's probably going to be coming from back here somewhere, just run something up those tubes and it'll pop right up in those boxes. That one, you might have to run a fish tape, or I've also got a fiber fish tape, which would probably be better for this application. Everyone, just run that up there, pull the wires either down or up, whichever direction, and there you go. And now that we're done running the Smurf tube, Evan, I think that turned out pretty good. And like I said, that'll give us an option in the future. Anything low voltage we need to run, there we go, right there. Things are always changing, right, everyone? And figured this being technically an office room, at least that's what we're calling it at this point. You never know what you might want in an office, right? So anyway, now that we got that done, we're going to kind of switch gears here, go back to hopefully finishing up the little bit of electrical I had to finish yet. Again, from the last video of it, I couldn't quite finish it because I needed some shallow boxes to fit in this space here. So I needed one for an outlet down there, and then hopefully a couple for some switches in this wall here. So I got all the wires ran, everyone. Just I didn't have any boxes to put them in. And talk about a hard time finding boxes that actually fit in this space too. I'll show you what I found, everyone. Okay, but so this is what I was able to find for options at my hardware store here. For those who are wondering, I went to Menards for this. Just personal recommendation. If you're doing electrical, it seems like Home Depot usually has a better selection. But anyway, Menards, Home Depot is like quite a drive for me, so I went to Menards, and this is what they have. At first time, I couldn't find much of anything. All I could find were these really narrow, short boxes here. These are 8 cubic inch boxes. And actually, if you look at this box, it doesn't even specify what you can put in it as far as wires go. Probably not a lot. And I guess if you wanted to put a plug or an outlet in there, you could, and that's about it. Definitely would not be room for what I have it set up for. In my case, I got the wires ran for, from outlet, right? So there would definitely probably not be room for that. So it's like, well, you know what? I could throw a ring on there, one. Still doesn't give me specification as to what I can put in there for wires, but that should be plenty of room, right? So that's why I found them, and like, okay, well, that might work if I have to do this. In a 1/2 inch ring, by the way. I think the box is like 1.25 inches, so that puts us up to, what, just under 2. And that's about the space I have. For those who don't know, by the way, 2x4 on the side, so 1.5 inches, and then bump it out another 1/2 inch for the drywall, so we got about 2 inches to work with them, and that's what we're working with here. And I finally found these. These are not exactly cheap, but this should be what... This should do the trick. It's probably what I'm going to use. So, by the way, this is a regular 18 cubic inch box, by the way, Evan. For those of you who don't know, they specify how many wires you can put in this box. Let's see if I can get this to focus here or not. I might have it upside down. Let's see once here. Can we see? There we go, Evan. Hopefully you can see that. So in this box, Evan, 18 cubic inch box, you can put 9 14 gauge wires, or 8, 12, and 7 10s. Wow, 7 10 gauge wires. That seems like a lot of wires in that box for that, but that is what you can put in this box, Evan. So for those of you who don't know, most of your boxes will specify, it does as well, by the way. So if you look at that, Evan, you can put 9 14 gauge wires, 8 12s, or 7 10s. Well, same as that box, right? It's 18 cubic inch, so 18 cubic inch box should have all the same ratings. This box, again, by the way, as I noted, nothing on that one. So well, you would probably have to do that. By the way, to figure out what the rating for this box would be, you have to look it up in the code. Each wire has a certain amount of space it takes up, and it's going to specify, okay, for this, this size wire, you need this much cubic inches of space. By the way, at least as far as availability of boxes go, they probably had something in between this and this one. Just they were probably out of stock. You go to the hardware store, and there's just empty shells all over the place, right? I was looking for, I think they make it's either a 14 or 12 gauge, cubic inch box, everyone. And I'm pretty sure that's what fits in this space, but I could not find any. So we're going to go with this. By the way, for those of you wondering why, when I want a box like this versus a box like this is what, 60 cents, I think. This is like almost $4 for these boxes. So, yeah, big price difference. Just the 3 boxes. Oh, my goodness, that's a little bit ridiculous. But, oh, well, that's what we need to get the job done. That's what we're going to have to use. So we're going to get these installed. I got 1 for down here, and then we'll need 2 for up on the switches there. Now you pull that one too. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for the electrical rough-in for the most part in this room here. We got all the outlets ran. We got some Smurf tube in here as well. Just finished up the switches over on this wall, and then the outlet down here as well with some narrower boxes. That should work pretty good. Looks like I should probably take that nail off there before we do anything else. Yeah, this is probably going to be drywall on this wall one, so yeah, that's definitely not good. There's also one down there, one there. Okay, got some more work to do on just some random stuff around the room here yet. So anyway, with that, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.